Hello, and welcome to Writing to Reclaim Your Sacred Self, Lesson 5 of Part 3, and this will be our last lesson together, at least of this part of the course. And I just wanted to thank you all for sharing your hearts and your minds with me. Every time I read your work, I feel so fed and so blessed, and I feel like you teach me so much more than I teach you. So I thank you for contributing pieces of your soul to this class and for giving so much. And this week, because it's our last week, I thought I would talk about one of the things in the world that is most important to me. I believe that really to any true spiritual practice, you don't even have to call it spiritual practice, to any authentic life, there are two elements that really matter. There are other smaller elements that play into these things, but I think these two things sum up an authentic life, and they are love and truth. And when I say truth, people often think, immediately I'm going to talk about some high lofty ideals, like I'm going to talk about Zen Buddhism, or I'm going to talk about the Bible, or I'm going to bring out some really great theology. And I'm not talking about that kind of truth. I'm not talking about esoteric truth. I'm talking about what is really happening. I don't think you can live a true life if you are going around pretending to be what you are not, and if you are going around keeping secrets inside of you, whether those secrets are good, bad, or ugly. I'm not just talking about confessing your evils here, although I do think that's part of it. I do think it's important to tell people the parts of you that are flawed and to show them the weak parts of you, because if you don't bring those to the surface, you know they're there and they torture you. But if you bring them out, you'll often find that people will love you anyway, or maybe because of them. Sometimes people are beautiful enough that they can love the broken things in you. But I am also talking about bringing other truths to the surface, truths that may not be bad in any way, like truth that you love somebody, or truth that you're sorry for something that you have done. Those kinds of things need to be expressed too, because the truth is our lives are short. Whether we live until we're 20 or we live until we're 100, that is a short span of time compared to all that has been. And once our lives are over, I do, in my mind, believe we get other chances to say and do the things we need to do, but the chances to say and do the things we need to do in this world are gone. And I got that lesson early. My father died when I was 21, and I had some sort of a premonition about it. I woke up in the middle of the night about 2 weeks before he died with this feeling of absolute horror and this feeling of absolute knowing that he was going to die. And it was so intense that I got up and I wrote this really beautiful poem thanking him for everything that he had done for me, because he had loved me so profoundly that it changed me. It made me what I am today. My father's love is the reason for everything good in me. And the next day I woke up and I saw that poem and I was like, I am such an idiot. I feel so stupid. And I didn't want to open my heart to my father in that way and show him that vulnerable part of me that I had shown him in that letter. So I put it in a drawer. And 2 weeks later, he had a heart attack. And I never got to say those things to him. And I read that poem at his funeral, and it was a really beautiful moment, and I do believe he heard me. But that is one of the biggest regrets of my life, not telling that truth, not saying what I needed to say. So this week, this lesson is all about helping you say what you need to say, helping you find your truth and speak it. And frankly, I don't think your truth is that hard to find. It's always right there under the surface. Your truth is part good, part bad, part ugly. You need to say it, you need to speak it, and you need to live it. And when I say live it, I'm not saying if you have a feeling of hate in your heart for someone, you need to go out and hurt them. Of course not. What I'm saying is you need to acknowledge that and somehow express it, whether it be in writing or talking to a friend about it, but you need to get it out so it doesn't poison you. I have several lessons in here about the science of what happens to the mind and the body when we keep secrets, and the fact is secrets really do poison us. So I encourage you, my beautiful, beautiful sisters, and someday I think I'll do this class again and there will be brothers, so I'm going to say brothers too, to live lives of truth and to speak the truth that you need to say and to say what is in your heart. Namaste. I see the God in you.